Let's unbox Whirl Knight K8. Hey guys, it's Hertzburst, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing the brand new Beyblade Whirl Knight K8. And you might be wondering why I'm using this blue slingshot stadium. And to answer that question, I would say that I made this channel officially 4 years ago now. And if you look at any of the older videos, I'm pretty much always using this blue slingshot stadium, as it was the best stadium I owned at the time. And so I thought it would be fun for the anniversary video to use that same stadium. As for why Whirl Knight is in this anniversary video, it's because in one of the oldest videos on the channel, I think the second unboxing, I unboxed the Air Knight Rend booster, and while we didn't pull the prize bay, I still associate the Knight line with my channel in general. So I thought it'd be fun to celebrate that by opening a brand new Quad Strike Beyblade, that being Whirl Knight, another Knight Beyblade, to symbolize how long it's been. So without further ado, let's get this thing open and get into the review. All right, here I got my scissor blade, so we can just stick it in right there and cut it open. I think that was that tape done. And oh no, that did not cut that tape. All right, give me a second, I'll be right back. I actually cut that tape now, so we can get this thing straight out of here. And here are the contents of the box. We'll go over it part by part. So the first part we're going to take a look at is the Jaggy driver. It's a decent attack driver. That's pretty much all it is. Got okay stamina, all right attack. More of a balanced driver than anything else, honestly. But yeah, it's all right. I wouldn't really use this at all. The spring seems fine. Seems like a pretty average driver overall. But yeah, considering the other parts in this set, that's pretty good. All right, and for the armor tip, we have this attachment, and it is based off of the bounce driver from Takara, which was the driver that originally released on Takara Whirl Knight, their version of this Beyblade. And yeah, it's pretty accurate. The issue with Whirl Knight was that this part, it would bounce in, hence the name, and that kind of just made it flat and unstable in its scrape. But this is a lot lower, the tip down, so they might have actually improved it quite a bit. But we'll have to see. Seems like a pretty decent tip. Don't think it'll be anything groundbreaking, but definitely better than the original. All right, moving on to the disc. The disc we have tapered. This is probably Hasbro's best disc so far. Unfortunately, they didn't do an attempt at Takara Moon disc, but the tapered disc is still pretty solid. It's their heaviest disc, and it's round. It's very good. Probably the best Hasbro disc to use, other than like Over maybe, but this might even be better than Over, so I don't know. Now let's move on to the layer. For the layer, the first part of it is the armor, and that's 2, or that at least Hasbro's representation of 2. And you know, it's fine, it doesn't matter what it is because it's just plastic and not metal, so the weight doesn't change. Of course, it's supposed to be the 6 armor, but nothing you can really do about that. You can just swap it out with another 6 armor if you want to. But yeah, that's fine. Now let's move on to the core. Core, it is Knight. It's a pretty nice looking core. I actually really like it with more blue than silver. But of course, I would still like some details back. It's missing a lot of details. There's the QR code to scan it into your game. Yep, it's pretty nice. These silver parts are weird because they're not silver in the original. The silver is here, and these are still blue. Don't know why they did that, but whatever, it looks nice. Now moving on to the best part of the set, the blade. Here is the Whirl blade. This is an incredible blade. This is the best Hasbro blade right now, no contest. It's super round. Just take a quick look at the shape. Although it's butchered from the Takara version and it's super hollowed out, it's still insanely broken. This thing is super round. Comparing it, it's very similar to the Garuda blade, which the whole Knight is basically based on, but a lot thicker. And it's around the same wideness, I think. But yeah, it's better than Garuda. This thing is probably the best for Hasbro's metagame right now. So let's assemble it and see how this... Alright, so we're going to slot in the Knight core. Take our armor, like so. Tapered disc, and a bounce attachment. Ooh, it's actually pretty tight. Pretty Knight. Pretty good slopes on Knight. And I guess the driver as well is pretty good spring. But yeah, it looks pretty solid. We'll have to see how it battles. Obviously, it's going to be really good. Again, comparison with Garuda, because I don't have Air Knight. But yeah, it's pretty similar. Definitely an evolution other than colors. And yeah, the blue banana, as I like to call it, is here. Very good looking. Now let's do some battles. Quickly mention, you get a lovely quad strike launcher in this. I'm happy they put them in every one because it's a great starter, but maybe they don't need to make so many starters. I mean, it's a solid launcher, it works fine. It's better than like the Tagaratomi Proto launcher or whatever. Let's do a test launch before we battle. Oh, this launcher feels really weird. I don't know if something's up with it, but yeah, there it is in the stadium. Looks pretty round, pretty solid. Let's see how it does in a battle. It was unfortunately a little faulty, so we'll use a different one. But there's Whirl, and I'm going to battle it against the first Beyblade ever reviewed on the channel. Doomsizer D3. Some powerful hits by Doomsizer, but obviously it's not going to touch Whirl. Whirl is like one of the most broken baits right now. Nothing can really compete with it. Yeah, it is deflecting everything. I think Whirl can even like handle Takaratomi base. I might do a video of strongest Hasbro versus strongest Takaratomi. And yeah, Whirl easily outspeeds it. Now let's test it against a real opponent, Gambit Dragon. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. There's Whirl. Whirl is definitely a solid release. And there's Gambit. Ooh, Gambit's attacks aren't really doing anything because again, the World Blade is super round. It's super hard to damage. It looks like it's just going to be an outspin for it. So yeah, that was the review. Now let's move on to the final verdict. For the final verdict on this bait, should you buy it? Should you avoid it? Whatever. I think this is a solid release and one that any Hasbro fan should 100% go for. If you're a Takaratomi fan, you might even enjoy this just for that improved bounce driver to put on your Takaratomi Whirl Knight, because it really is just better than the bounce driver we got for Takaratomi. But yeah, I think this is definitely a solid release. This gets a good review from me. I like this. It's probably the best Quad Strike bait or Hasbro bait right now. Definitely very solid. With the right parts, like bearing and over, this could be formidable. And yeah, thanks for 4 years for this channel, and I will see you in the next one, which will be on Saturday, because this is uploaded on a weekday, I think. I don't know. I'm not recording this on the day I'm uploading it. Anyways, see you then. Bye.